Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. My husband turned 50 this year, and as a birthday present, I took him to a place neither of us had been, Cabo San Lucas. So here we are, we made it to the resort, and the first thing we did was walk right out onto the beach where there was absolutely no one. maybe a person here or there. Warning, you're going to see a lot of waves in this video. Let's take a second to just appreciate Mother Nature.
So we made it to Cabo and we are at the resort waiting for our room to be ready. Our master suite. I hope it actually is master in nature and they don't tell everyone that they have a master suite. But they didn't lie, you guys, about these waves out here. There's Darren. This is his 50th birthday present, this trip. And these waves are just absolutely no joke out here. No joke. There's no one on the beach for miles. Why? Because you're not supposed to swim on the beach. You know, there's very little in this world that makes you feel smaller than coming to the ocean and realizing that Asia's on the other side of that huge expanse of water. And that water doesn't care who you are, where you come from, what kind of money you make, what you do for a living, who you know, what name brand you're wearing. You get in that water, your life is at risk, just like everyone else's. There's some pretty serious waves there. And it's hard to see on camera, but these are pretty powerful waves rolling in here. I've seen a lot of oceans, you guys. Yeah. I won't even stick my toe in the water. Darren's over there playing with his foot life. He's playing with his foot life. I think we're gonna go maybe get some margaritas and some lunch. Let me turn the camera around. Here is the resort. And I love that they have some adult pools. We'll show you some more footage of the actual resort as we go through it. We're here with Darren, the man, the myth, the legend, for his 50th birthday celebration. How does it feel to be at the Pacific Ocean? Not that you never have been before, but especially today. Look at those waves, you guys.
You're reminded how powerful it is and how insignificant we are.
Yes, agree. But it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Those waves are no joke.
Very calming.
Look at that. How tall do you think those waves are?
10 feet at least.
We had exactly 3/4 of a margarita each, and we were quite loopy.
Smile.
You can see we just, party much, y'all. Like, what am I doing here? What's happening?
Too many margaritas.
One part of the trip we really did enjoy was the resort. We found the grounds to be quite nice. It's a smaller resort. We've been to much bigger, and we've been to boutique hotels and all of that. But this resort seemed to be pretty well kept and nicely accommodated. We quite enjoyed the grounds. So here's our master suite in quotation marks. We thought it was nicely done. We had a 1-bedroom sort of apartment. And there on the left is a Murphy bed if you have additional guests, and my husband being goofy, showing off the place. But it was plenty big for us. It had a full kitchen. It had this gorgeous porch out here, balcony porch, whatever you want to call it, to just sit and relax. We'd have a glass of coffee here in the morning and check our social media. We'd have a glass of wine at night and just reflect on the day. Really enjoyed this covered porch. Loved the setup of the place and the sort of rustic touches, especially this headboard. Isn't that just the cutest? Here's the bathroom, huge copper tub in the middle of the bathroom, and I didn't use it one time. Darren took a bath in it. I never used it. For me, one of the great luxuries of going on vacation is sleeping in and just hanging out in your resort space. Typically, I do a full vacation where I'm running crazy, and it was really nice to just relax in this space. The bed in particular was especially comfortable, so it was just delightful to lay my head down at night and, sleep in. When I say sleep in, I'm talking, you guys, until maybe 8:39. Here is the courtyard of the reception area, and here's the check-in area. Yeah, here's our transportation.
Darren, how do you feel about the car that we've rented?
People are jealous. I'm so jealous of the marshmallow.
Marshmallow de los Cabos. De los Cabos.
Very importante.
Muy importante. We're going out to get some. Whoa! Get that marshmallow moving. Move the mallow.
All 2 cylinders are full speed ahead.
All 4 cylinders.
2.
2 cylinders
2
are rocking it. We're rocking it. Get up that hill, babe. Get it. We're running up that hill. We're gonna deal with God. No más tequila. These I think they're like shrubbery. This dry ass shrubbery heading up to the resort is kind of nice.
I think that's
I'm not gonna lie.
Center right there.
Yes.
I think this is golf.
It's golf, which we don't play, so
Nope.
that's a waste.
Yep.
I'm not messing with golf.
Nope.
I tried. It's a no for me. Look, like the roundabouts are curated. The rocks, las piedras, and the sahuaros. And all of these over here are villas. We can't quite figure out what's happening. Like, are they selling those or what's happening? Darren, what do you think of Cabo so far?
So far, I really like it. Mexico never disappoints. It's super dry. The mountains are pretty, but it's death dry. It's
death, yeah.
It's like hell is here, and nothing is growing because it is nothing but desert.
Yes.
And dead. It's a dead desert.
It's a dead desert.
Look at that. That's pretty.
Not even a live desert.
Darren and I have traveled to Mexico just about every year for quite a long time, and one of our favorite things to do is go to the supermarket and look at the variety of seafood they have available. So enjoy a little footage of one of our tourist attractions. It's not listed as a tourist attraction, but we think going to the market is just fun. And typically we stay in places that have a full kitchen, so we will grab groceries for breakfast, snacks, and then just eat like a late lunch if we're hungry for lunch out, and definitely do dinner. Dinner's our favorite part. So here is the drive back into the resort, which I loved. It was all downhill, and you could see obviously the ocean there on the horizon, and there was just something special and calming about driving back into the resort, back in time for that Pacific sunset.
I'll look at that first.
So, babe, would you want to live in any of these villas?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? Like live like forever? Forever, ever? Like a
When I'm
home?
retired. Maybe, why not?
Because I like rain. I like wetness in the air.
I don't know.
I like the security of rainwater.
These are kind of nice.
I think I just would get tired of looking at this landscape. I really would.
So today we're off to get massages in town, and I'm so excited to just have someone work on the kinks in my muscles. So we had 1.5 hour massages, and then we went to this little place here called Gardenia's and had our favorite food, which is what? Tacos, of course. Seafood tacos in this case, and we love all the fixings. I love these little sort of hole-in-the-wall kinds of places where you get fantastic local seafood, tacos, salsas, all of that. That's one of our favorite things. And we're back at the resort for a sunset walk. Listen, probably one of my favorite things that we did here. Typically, we do like lots and lots of attractions, but this was the attraction here. We purposefully didn't schedule any like day excursions or outings like ATV trips or parasailing. We've done all of that. But what we haven't been able to do is walk on a secluded beach and have it all to ourselves. We knew the Pacific sunsets would be magnificent. We didn't know we would have this entire beach to ourselves. Just listen to the beauty, the power, the rhythm of the ocean. It's so relaxing to watch the sunset right here. We probably walked for, a good hour in one direction and then an hour back. By the time we got back, it was completely dark. We did find some driftwood, and for my fragrance lovers, your girl did kneel down and smell the driftwood as a joke to see what does the note of driftwood smell like. One of the most serene, calming sunsets probably that I've seen in a long time. We just don't get out to sunsets often. We're usually home cooking, eating, and all of that. So this was a nice treat. I couldn't resist taking one final shot of this glorious sunset as Darren washed the sand off his feet. We're back on the resort grounds now and walking around. Love a good nighttime lit up pool. Hung out by this fire and just enjoyed the silence of the night and each other's company. I say silence, but you could hear those waves still crashing thunderously off in the distance. I tell you, I could sit in that chair and listen to that for hours and hours. Look how beautiful this is. We did spend a few days just lounging by one of the 5 pool complexes that this small resort had. For being a small resort, they had a lot of pool areas. It was really nice. Enjoyed that a lot. Here's another hole-in-the-wall kind of restaurant. I mean, it's a little bigger than a hole, but we love going to the local spots and trying the cuisine. This is what the landscape looks like once you get away from the resorts. Of course, you've got palm trees and beautiful tropical gardens on the resorts, but here's what the land really looks like. As many desert landscapes as I have seen, once you get away from the resorts, my own opinion, it just wasn't an attractive landscape that I would want to see again. And that's the main reason I would probably not revisit Cabo. Here is Darren next to a very tall saguaro. There were saguaros everywhere and a gorgeous sunset on the beach again. We are here at a farm-to-table place way out on the other side of the area in San Jose del Cabo, which is about an hour away. This was recommended to us by one of our family members who traveled to Cabo, and we had a delightful time here. This was like the cutest little spot. Here's another day where we are driving up the Pacific coastline to a little town called Todos Santos. And here's a very, very typical touristy market area where there's like trinkets galore, y'all. Galore. Here's Hotel California, not named after the Eagles' famous song. In fact, the hotel existed before the song, and we understand that the Eagles sued the hotel over the name. We love these little mugs. Here we've got a bunch for our espresso machine, and always go into these sort of side markets to look for other matching mugs, the blue and white ones. We walked around town and just had a really nice time. Y'all, when I say that it was hot, it was hot. One of my highlights of the trip is here, this little store. I forget what it's called, something bizarre. I'll show you that in just a minute here, but what a interesting, eclectic little place with lots of different little rooms and quirky sort of collections of odds and ends. I ended up not purchasing anything here. It's definitely a tourist spot and lots of the items are dramatically overpriced. That's okay. If I find something I really, really want and is unique, I will grab it. Darren's expression will tell you what I think of the prices. I saw what looked like a Billie Eilish bottle. Look at it. It reminded me of the Billie Eilish fragrance bottle, and I just thought that was funny. I do enjoy walking around these shops and looking at the variety of items. Some of these were local art and some of these were touristy things, but these locks here I thought were just great, but I didn't want to pay $275 for one of those locks. It was just a little bit too much. We're here trying to get a picture with this, the letters, Todos Santos, but this family kind of hogged the space, so that's the best I could do. Walked into this local, very simple but lovely church, and we're back at the hotel enjoying a pool all to ourselves, which is wonderful. If it wasn't so hot and I didn't just sweat myself into a puddle of disgustingness every time I sat out here, I'd probably just move to a place like this somewhere in the world and work poolside. Just work poolside. Can you imagine? So here is sort of the boardwalky area of Cabo San Lucas. Well, it's a little bit off to the side, but maybe one of the only swimmable beaches in the area. There's another set of really gorgeous beaches about 2 hours away in a town called La Paz. But here's what you see in the travel advertisements, the famous rock formations of Cabo San Lucas, the arches. On our last night, we had dinner at this really lovely local place called Picaro, and enjoyed this sort of al fresco dining experience. Look at Darren's beverage, woo, with the little flower in it, so cute. But like, what a view. We had yet another sunset view, and here it is at the very end of the night. So that's our trip. Our trip was sleeping, relaxing, driving, lots of waves, lots of local seafood, lots of local restaurants at night, and like 3,486 tacos. And I'm okay with it. Our last night at the resort, and we're having a moment with it and saying goodbye. Thanks for joining us.